y'all laughing like this? Y'all edging them on. Y'all instigating. Why y'all instigating for?
Let's not take any more calls.
We won't take any more calls.
This guy is sabotaging the show.
James calls in.
Looks like we're going to stick with Christmas.
Yeah.
You'd think there was like some major holiday coming up or
know.
something. But we've got John in Tallahassee. How are you?
Hello. Good. I wanted to talk about that billboard that was recently put up by the American Atheist Association in Times Square that said, "Who needs Christ and Christmas? Nobody." Do you have any comments about that? Because that just really offends me.
So what? I mean, I understand that it offends you. I don't know why it would offend you, because what it actually says is that it's possible for people to celebrate and enjoy Christmas without Christ. As a matter of fact, all the fun elements of it, which is what I was talking about earlier in the show, have nothing to do with Christianity. The only Christian parts of it are baby Jesus nativity stuff. And if we took away all the other parts that weren't Christian, Christmas would not be a very popular holiday.
They could celebrate that stuff without having some billboard that just is a direct attack on all the Christians out there.
What's attacking the Christians? It's just a statement that you don't have to include Christ in celebrating this time of year.
But why even have a statement like that?
Because
what's
people
the
need
Because
to
we
be made
can.
aware of this, that they've been lied to, first of all, about the nature of Christmas, but also that the non-Christian community has been misrepresented. You guys don't own the season or December 25th or Christmas or Santa or any of that stuff. It belongs to everybody. And anybody can celebrate anything for whatever reason they want. And the fact that you're offended by it, I mean, I still don't understand what you're offended by, but my comment still stands. So what? You don't have a right to not be offended, and nobody is ruining your Christmas by saying, hey, guess what? We get to enjoy this too.
Well, what's to stop me from just going and putting up my own billboard?
Nothing. Go for
Nothing.
it. That's
Go
what
right
free
ahead.
speech is all about.
Okay, well, I'm just going to go tomorrow to talk to the Austin City and put up a billboard that says, Matt Dillahunty tickles me.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Knock yourself out, dude. We can even tell you how much those billboards cost because we put up a billboard before.
I tell you what, I know that at this point that John was pretty much just a prank call.
Yeah.
But John, if you really had the money and wanted to do it and wanted to put up a billboard here in Austin that said Matt Dillahunty tickles me, I might actually chip in a couple bucks because that'd be freaking awesome. You should be, in much the way that I would thank you for doing that, maybe instead of being offended, you should thank Dave Silverman and American Atheist for putting up a billboard that gets you to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
And by the way, all the let's put Christ back in Christmas. No, sorry, you lost. You don't need Christ in Christmas. That's the whole point of the billboard. We'll go to Walt in L.A. It's like Los Angeles.
Hello,
Day.
how are y'all doing?
All right.
Good.
Good. I've caught the show a few times. I don't know that I'm a fan, but I enjoyed the debate, and I wanted to bring up a point today of just atheism in general. If you commit your life to not believing in anything, and you have no guarantee.
I haven't done that.
Well,
we believe in all kinds of things. We just don't believe in a God.
if you don't believe in a God, then you don't have any guarantee of any kind of afterlife.
Neither do the people who believe in God.
You may not have a guarantee, but you do. There is, if you believe in an entity that guarantees you something afterwards, at least it makes a claim to.
Well, what if you die and it turns out some other religion was correct?
It's a better bet than having nothing, wouldn't you say?
No.
No,
Why
it
would that
isn't.
be a better bet? You're completely wrong, and I'm not completely wrong because I'm not saying that something else is God.
But you don't have any guarantees, and my God gives you a guarantee.
Yeah,
Right.
but you don't know that that's real. You don't know that that's true.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that it is.
How?
Well, what makes you think your God is real?
Because his name is Vicky Pancho. See?
Thanks.
Ah.
I think I'm just, we might just declare moratorium on Pascal's wager again, just because I tend to think that most Christians most theists who would actually like to engage in conversation aren't going to be quite so stupid as to use such a transparent version of Pascal's wager and such a silly, phony voice.
Somebody like Walt, okay, let's keep in mind that theists are not dumb. And so, if you're going to parody a Christian, at least try to do a good job about it, because, that's not only insulting to Christians, it's kind of insulting to atheists.
Plus, it's insulting to LA, and I have guests here from that area. So for you to represent LA in that way, it's just horrible.
Yeah.